Hello and welcome back to Catch and Cook California. I'm Dr. Kev, and today we are going freediving with fish and fiddle for sea urchin, for uni. I also just started a guide service, so I want to tell you about that first. Let's go. Yes! It's finally happening. I keep getting these questions. How do I access mussels? What are good beaches to go to? Where do I go for sea urchin? Where do I go to learn how to freedive and spearfish? Right here. I just started a guide service. It's more than a guide service because I'm not just taking people fishing, freedive, spearfishing, coastal foraging for clams, mussels, uni, etc., which of course I'll do all of that. But in addition to that, it's also going to be survival skills, stone tool making, friction fire, etc. I'm going to be teaching workshops on all of those as well. We got low tides coming up, and the fall and the winter is the best time for shellfish. It's also a great time, if we get the rain, it's a great time for mushrooms. Here in California on the coast, spring greens come out in the middle of winter. If you go to my channel, Catch and Cook California, and you click the About section, you'll find our email address. Contact me through that because we got low tides coming up and I want to do foraging for low tide, clams, mussels, etc. And those classes or individual guided events are going to fill up super quick. I enjoy making these videos. I hear comments back, y'all enjoy watching these videos, but I can guarantee you what's more enjoyable than watching a video is actually participating. So come on out, let's do this. Enough talking, let's bounce out into the water 2 weeks ago with Phil from Fish and Fiddle.
Alright, so that's my abalone pry bar. That's what I used for abalone for years, but now that abalone are closed, I'm using it for sea urchin. Here I'm following down my float line. I use this to mark where I find the urchins, and then that way I can hit the surface, get a breath, then drop back down. So here's a nice red urchin. I know it's kind of purple-ish, but that's a red urchin, kind of a maroon color. And this is kind of on the small side for red urchin, but don't you worry. In a minute here, we're going to find a whole bunch more that are quite a bit larger. So you'll see I'm pinching my nose when I drop down. If you're wondering why I do that, that's so I can clear my ears. I actually blow into my nose and it actually equalizes the pressure in my ears so that it doesn't hurt when I hit the bottom of the ocean. Here I am just cruising along the edge of a rock. This is a pretty good habitat to find sea urchin. And here I am stuck in somebody's fishing line. So I decided to switch over and start doing a little bit of spearfishing. And then, of course, I started finding massive urchins and decided, nah, I don't need to spear any fish. It's really low vis. I may as well take these massive sea urchins, which was the whole goal of this dive. Bam. Just loading them up onto the board. So another drop, again, using that float line to mark my spots. And here you see a school of pile perch, quite good sized pile perch, right there in the murk. But I wasn't going for perch, I was going for sea urchin. And most sea urchins are pretty easy to get off the rocks. It's kind of like Velcro, but every once in a while you get one like this that's way back in a crack, and it's quite a bit more work. But eventually I got it. Here's another, and watch when I pry this one off the rock, you can see there's a rock crab behind it. Hitting the surface and breathing up, celebrating my catch. And my bag is pretty much full of sea urchin at this point, so.
There's a crab down there. I don't know if I can get it though.
So I'm thinking about that crab. The thing about the crab is, once they go back in a crack like this, you can try, and that's kind of what I'm doing, but as soon as the sand gets kicked up, you don't want your hand in that crack, because a rock crab can take your finger off. I mean, it may not take it off completely, but it'll break straight through your phalange, no problem.
Alright, Alright, so we just got out of the water. We got our sea urchins, but I also got a sea urchin spine right there, stuck in my finger. Part of it broke off. They're real brittle, kind of like a brittle porcelain. So I tried to pull part of it, it broke. I've still got a part in there. And this is gonna hurt, I think. But I gotta cut it out of here because they'll get really infected. Man, I really don't like having to cut into my own flesh. Oh! I always think about that story of the lion with the with the sliver in his paw. Because this is like not that big a deal, but it's like everything I can do to cut into my own finger. I think it's all mental. Ow! Oh, there it comes. Come on out, buddy. Ow. Yes! There it is. All that fuss just for this. But if you've ever had a sea urchin spine in you, you know what I'm talking about. It's really annoying. Go away. Not too bad. Let's go cook. By the way, we moved spots. So you think that this is where we are. This is not where we were. But okay. So today's video was a collaboration with Phil from Fish and Fiddle, and then Nick Fish was like, you know, special request for like a few months. He's been like, hey, can you get me some uni? So we decided to do an uni collab, and then of course he's always been so gracious. He'll like call me up when all the other guys are doing collabs. He's like, you gotta come eat with us. So now you gotta come eat with us.
We're gonna have Kevin on a couple more episodes here in the future, guys. So check out my channel.
That's
Kevin's
right.
back.
Nick Fish. That's right, I'm back. This is a sea urchin, if you're not familiar. And these are crazy. These are actually cousins to sea stars. And they go back, I think, to the Precambrian, millions and millions of years ago. These guys are the red urchin, even though it is purple. And these guys live up to 120 years, I believe. So you're gonna take these.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
That's pretty amazing.
It really is. And now we're gonna eat it. So we're gonna do so with
Don't
respect.
get mad at us, guys.
That's right,
please.
That's right. Uni is a delicacy in many, many cultures. For me, I think it's very tasty, but I only can eat it like once every couple months. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's so rich. I can't do it again
Super
for
rich.
a while. But the stuff that we tasted in the water, we cracked one out there. If you want to see that, you got to check out Phil's channel, Fish and Fiddle. We cracked it, opened it up. The uni looked beautiful, super fresh, and it was so sweet and so good. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make some hand rolls, and then Phil's got his own thing going on. You got to check out his channel if you want to see what he's making. But enough talking. Let's process this thing.
History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Sea urchin is definitely a unique taste.
It surely is, man.
So do these guys hang out with sea stars? Or like if you see sea stars, you see normal sea urchins?
You know, I don't know if I've noticed.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
I don't know if I've noticed a correlation like that, but I would assume so. This one's spawning though, dude. Look. Yep. It's gonna be like that.
You want a spoon?
Yeah.
That flour all mixed in there.
Perfect.
You want to give it a try first?
Yeah. Woo! Kevin knows how to do it.
Oh no, Kevin doesn't know how to do it.
You saved it. You're good.
That's the worst hand roll I've ever made, but it looks delicious. I mean, I tore it on the way. I got so excited. Whatever.
We got more seaweed, right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna make some more. I'll get some more if we need it.
They good?
Oh my god.
What do you taste first?
First thing is the halibut.
The halibut?
That beautiful sear on there. I mean, it's like good. And then immediately that creamy sweet from the uni, which I was very skeptical about because it's a male uni and it's secreting some white stuff. It's actually really good. It's good. And then yeah, avocado and soy sauce and all that good stuff. I'm gonna not talk about this too much because these guys need more too. It's great.
The food. Good, like you said. I got the halibut first.
Yep.
And then get that creaminess from the uni. And then everything else just blends in.
Yep.
Really good.
Dude, that halibut is bomb.
I could eat this all day.
Just a little bit of soy sauce. Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna roll it up like a cigar, guys.
Right on.
Oh.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. What a day. Soy sauce and wasabi definitely needed in this.
Yeah.
Takes it up a level. That's the best. That's one of the best hand rolls I've ever had.
So we're gonna fold this corner up to here, theoretically. Last time I broke it.
Actually got more of this thing.
Okay, so Nick's taking the last one. I haven't finished this one. It's so good, but I forgot. My good buddy Nick also is, I think, head of distributions at Carbon 4 Brewing, and he sent out this IPA, which has the most epic graphics ever. That is a ninja cat with a 45, it looks like, and it's riding a unicorn with devil eyes, and it's breathing fire or glitter, I think. So that's pretty awesome. And they call it the Fantasy Factory. Anyway.
Cheers, guys.
That wasabi, dude.
Wakes you up.
I love hand rolls.
Makes you feel alive. Cheers, guys.
Right?
How's that here?
Let's see. Oh
Is
yeah.
that beer?
Yeah.
What is that?
This is from my buddy's brewery.
Ah, the unicorn with the cat on top of it.
Ninja cat with a 45.
Ninja cat, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit sweet from the malt. Really nice balance with the hops. That's good. I like that one. Thanks, Nick. Phil and I hadn't really hung out until today, and we decided we're gonna go for Urchin. So we went to the secret spot, and then we go to kick out, and the waves were picking up right early in the morning, and we could tell the visibility was just declining by the minute. So we went out, and he's got all of his scuba gear, and he's got to kick probably, I don't know, a quarter mile.
It was a pretty long kick. Yeah, I could see it, but I felt like I was never going to get there for some reason. Yeah, it was a little tough.
And then when we get there, we can see about this far. Visibility was not great, and yet that place is like a garden for uni.
Yeah, it was so awesome. Yeah, I never could have imagined it.
I know he's a champ because we got out there and I'm like, most people would have turned around. It's a long haul. It's super murky. Right before we got in the water, I was like, I hate to do this, but I have to mention that there was a shark, or a half a seal that washed up here. Check out Nick Fish's Instagram if you want to see that.
Well, thanks for taking me. It was so good to. I haven't been out in the water for a while. I do it any day.
Well, I guess we're going to have to make any day happen sooner.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. If you want to check out their channels, Phil's is Fish and Fiddle.
Yep.
Fish and Fiddle. And then Nick's is Nick Fish. Oh, I totally forgot before we sign off. Nick is a fishing guide, and he inspired me to get my guide's license. Survival skills. It'll be bushcraft and, you know, making stone tools and all that stuff, but then it'll also be coastal foraging, mushroom identification, mushroom foraging. All the stuff you see on the channel, I want to do that, and I want to give you guys access to come out and do it with me. So, thanks for the inspiration, bro.
Yeah, this guy is a river of knowledge. Definitely come check him out. Support local. He's a great guy.
Thanks, bro.
I gotta say, like,
support this dude too.
I want to say, like, I feel like I watched you growing up, but that's totally not true. I'm probably a lot older than you, but because you're like the OG guy of this thing, and it's like, whenever I see something I don't know, it's like, just ask Pep, you probably know everything.
Thanks, guys. Well, now that my head has swollen, we're gonna sign off. Stick around for the outtakes. Until next time, keep the old ways alive. That is called the Aristotle's lantern. That's the inside of its mouth. By the way, it's moving, but it is dead. And that is about the scariest inside of a mouth as I've ever seen. But,
Alien versus Predator.
Right? That's the outtakes right there, dude.
It didn't roll. Or not, it didn't roll the way I wanted it to. Here, I'm just gonna cover the bottom.
It looks so good, dude.
All right.
Alright, I hope it tastes better than it looks.
I almost just stepped in a giant pile of dog dookie because someone didn't pick up after their dog.